Afternoon, guys. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, back down here at the outdoor classroom, back with another video in our series, 10 Minutes to Better Nav. We're going to start adding maps to our navigational kit. And so before we do that and start to learn about map reading in general, we need to understand some things about maps, and we're going to talk about that today. The first one is there are 5 types of common maps. We're going to talk about those and the specific one that we should be looking for. We're going to talk about 3 different types of map scales that are on maps and what they represent and what I think the best scale is to use. And we'll talk about that in detail in a moment. And then where do we obtain maps? Where can we get maps that we can use for outdoor navigation? We'll talk about that as well. So let's first talk about types of maps that you're liable to encounter. General relief maps are like an atlas. The atlas that you had when you were a kid in your Encyclopedia Britannica set that had all the maps of the world in it, things like that. Those are a general reference type map that show countries, continents, all that kind of stuff. A topographic map is more of a land navigational map that shows the topography of the land in contour intervals and has different colors on it representing different things. Those are the maps we're going to concentrate on. Thematic maps are more specific maps that show things like the geology of the land underneath and different types of things like that that are specific information for specific fields of study and things like that. Charts are maps that are used on water, basically. A chart is a water map. It shows depths, it shows shelves, it shows all those types of information that you may need if you're navigating on water. And then you have cadastral maps, which are like plat maps. Those are the maps of like towns and things like that show property boundaries, city borders, planning of streets, all those type things. We won't use any of that type stuff in what we're doing, but it's a different type of map you may run into. It's good to understand what these different types of maps are. So we're going to concentrate on topographic maps and topographic maps only in this series. Okay. Let's talk about map scale. This is going to be kind of a lengthy discussion, but to me, it's one of the most important things about buying or purchasing a topographic map. We'll talk about why with that Dave Canterbury mentality here in a little bit. The 3 types of scales that you may run into: written or verbal scale. And what that means is on larger scale maps, and that's kind of a misnomer because it's a number we're talking about, larger scale, but you have a smaller picture basically to look at, less detail. You may have something on there that says 1 inch equals 100 miles, and it may be written out like that. That's a written or verbal scale. A bar scale on a map is the bar that's generally in your informational area of the map, and I'll give you an example on this one right here, where you have a bar scale that shows you a measurement that equals X. So you can measure on the map and know how far that is, all right? We can circumvent all of this and not have a need for it in just a minute. We'll talk about that. And then you have a ratio scale. And the ratio scale is the most important thing, all right? And this map has a ratio scale on it right here of 1 to 10,000. Base 10. Remember that, okay? What that ratio means is that 1 unit of measurement on the map equals that ratio of measurement on the ground. So let's take a 1 to 24,000, which is a very typical scale for maps you would purchase off the shelf somewhere at an outdoor store or something like that, or even online. 1 to 24,000 is probably one of the most common scales of maps. What that means is that 1 unit of measurement on that map equals 24,000 of that same unit of measurement on the ground, no matter what that unit of measurement is, okay? So with that said, if we go to base 10 and our map scale is 1 to 10,000, what that means is that 1 unit of measurement on the map equals 10,000 on the ground, all right? Bear with me for a minute on that because we're staying in that metric system again by doing this. We're staying base 10 by doing this. If I use a scale of 1 to 10,000, what it equates to is that every centimeter on that map equals 100 meters. And every grid square, which is common to most maps, the grid square itself will be 1 kilometer. Doesn't matter what the scale of the map is, the grid square is 1 kilometer. So if my map is 1 to 10,000, then it's 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters is a grid square. The other part of that 1 to 10,000 is, because you could go to 1 to 100,000 and still stay at that base 10. But remember what I said a minute ago about large scale maps being kind of a misnomer, because a large scale map like 1 to 100,000 is going to have way less detail on it than when you blow that thing up to 1 to 10,000. So 1 to 10,000 map has a lot of detail. It's not going to cover as large of an area with the map, but I can tell you that most maps are going to cover a large enough area in that scale that you're not going to want to operate outside of it. And you're not going to need multiple maps unless your operating area spans into 2 different maps, but there's ways to fix that as well online. We'll talk about in a minute on where to get your maps. So for me, from a teaching aspect, from teaching students, it's very easy for me to hand them a map that is in a 1 to 10,000 scale and tell them that 1 centimeter on this map equals 100 meters on the ground. And 10 centimeters on this map is a kilometer. And 1 grid square is a kilometer by a kilometer. Now I can use any measurement device that will measure in centimeters on this map for both tracking distance and factoring grid coordinates. If I have a 1 to 24,000 scale map, I have to have a 1 to 24,000 scale measuring system, which is going to be very specific. Or I'm going to have to go to the map and go to that bar scale and make a little piece of paper that says X amount of distance is X amount of distance and measure like that. Whereas with the other, I can pick up any protractor or any ruler or the edge of my notebook. Every Right in the Rain notebook has a centimeter scale on it, and I can use that. And when you look at the Pathfinder protractor, which a lot of people ask me why it's designed this way, this is a 1 to 24,000 scale here. Without this scale on some type of protractor, I cannot plot grid coordinates on that map. If I don't have this 1 to 10,000 scale in this protractor, this Pathfinder protractor, I can do the same thing with any 10 centimeter by 10 centimeters on anything. I can take a Right in the Rain notebook that has a centimeter scale on it, and it's exactly the same as this by going 10, 10, 10, 10. It's the same thing as doing this. All right, we're looking at 10 here and 10 here. So it makes the map very, very multifunctional and user-friendly because number one, the distances are all base 10. I can use multiple measuring devices on that map, and I don't have to be stuck to a specific piece of gear like a protractor with a scale on it to be able to plot things on that map. If I'm using grid coordinate plotting, I can do it with any centimeter scale, no matter where I get that scale from. It also, like I said, shows a larger area with more, it shows a smaller area, but it's larger, so it shows more detail. I think that detail is important when it comes to things like contour lines, which we'll talk about later, because it helps you understand better what the topography looks like when you're doing things like navigating by terrain association. We'll talk about all that stuff as we get into maps. But I wanted to go over the scale with you because a 1 to 10,000 scale is not common. You're not going to go buy one off the shelf, right? But it's something that I've used here at the Pathfinder School for 10 years plus. And I bought my maps from the same place for 10 years plus. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. And I think it works better for teaching than any other system. And I would encourage you, if you're going to buy a map of an area that you're going to recreate in, hunt in, travel through, whatever the case may be, make it 1 to 10,000 scale so that you don't have to carry specific things or worry about little inky-dink measuring devices when all you have to have is a centimeter scale. And most of us are carrying a notebook from Right in the Rain or something like that anyway that has a centimeter scale on it, okay? Now, where to obtain my maps? Obviously, you can buy maps from multitudes of places online as well as storefronts. Again, most of them are going to be in a different scale than we're talking about today. They're going to be 1 to 24,000 or something like that. Why that became so common, I'm not sure. I really don't delve into that. All I know is that 1 to 10,000 is a whole lot more usable. So If you go to a website, and the one that I always use is mytopo.com. All right. I've been using that website for years. mytopo.com. You can set the map up in that website any way you want it, on multiple types of paper, any scale you want, any section of a quadrangle or multiple quadrangles on the same map. However you want to set it up, you can do it. Once you get that map set up the way you want it, you put in the scale, you put in the paper type you want, the identifier to that map, and you hit buy now. All right. A map like this one that we use at the Pathfinder School, and I buy about 24 of these a year here at the Pathfinder School, cost about 25 bucks. It is waterproof paper. You can write on it with Write in the Rain. You can write on it with pencil, things like that, but it is waterproof. They are very durable. I buy 24 of them a year because we use them in multiple classes, multiple times throughout the year. They're drugged through the woods. They're written all over, and then they become messed up over time. You're going to wear a map out. It's not going to last forever. But if it's something that you're using 1 or 2 times a year for 25 bucks, that's a well-invested piece of equipment as far as I'm concerned. And that's not a big price to pay. If you go buy a map off the shelf somewhere at REI or Bass Pro or something like that, you're going to pay close to that anyway for it. And it's probably not going to be the quality of paper that these maps are on if you buy the waterproof style paper. Okay? So, mytopo.com. Quick review. 5 types of maps. Topographic is the only one we need to worry about. 3 map scales. Where to find those scales on the map, how to use those scales. Like I said, if you've got a bar scale, and you can look at this bar scale on this map just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. If this was in any other scale, this bar scale would be what we'd use to measure with. I'd put a piece of paper on here and I'd mark it and I'd say, okay, this distance equals X, and then put it on the map to measure that. Or I would take my ruler and put it on there that I'm using and figure out what that number is to the other end and use that for my measurement. The cool thing about 1 to 10,000 is if you look at this bad boy, every one of those increments is exactly 1 centimeter, okay? So there's no muss, no fuss. 1 centimeter equals 100 meters. Simple Simon, all right? That's exactly what I want, and that's exactly how I want to teach people navigation. Because again, it's reproducible, it's repeatable, and it's bulletproof, all right? So we talked about the scale, and we talked about where to get maps from. Where do we obtain our maps? My best bet, my recommendation, mytopo.com. I don't make a dime from that. I'm not an affiliate. I buy every single map from them, and I pay full price for it. I'm just telling you that's the best place to get maps. You get them, whatever you feel is the best place for you to get them. This will allow you to customize the map to any scale you want, as much or little information as you want, and wherever in the world you want that map from, mytopo.com is going to have it for you. Okay, guys, listen, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. I appreciate your views today out here on the... All right, guys, listen, I appreciate your views today. 10 minutes to better land nav, talking about maps in general, where to get the maps, what the scale of the map is, what types of maps there are. That's all important information before we start getting into actually using those maps, is getting the right map to begin with, and then worrying about what's on the map and how to use it, okay? I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, for our business, all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.